Hi, this is Veronica Roseman with I Teach Scraps. Today I'm going to show you a video tutorial on how I did this ice cream cone card for the Frosted Designs Fabulous Friday blog challenge. The challenge was buttons, and so I sewed some buttons on there. But I also wanted to show you how I actually did the whole card itself. I'll open it up. It's actually made of chipboard, which is actually cereal box, and then I put paper on top of it. This is the back. The front and the back are actually decorated. But now I'm going to show you with my Gypsy how I did this card. I'm going to swing you around here and get you so you can see my screen. Here we go. Okay, so I'm sort of going to start from the beginning. I'm going to go down to my cartridges. I use Simply Charmed, which is one of my favorite cartridges. Over here is the ice cream cone that I used. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go back to my mat. And there's my little ice cream cone. I'm going to go and size it. I'm going to go, I think, for 5 inches. Alright, now there's my ice cream cone. I'm going to move it up here. And then what I need to do is I'm going to go to my Advanced tab, and where there's those 2 squares there, that's your copy button. And I'm going to move it over here. And then this one here where the line arrow, that's your vertical flip, excuse me. And that flips it the other direction. So now you have a mirror image. I'm going to move this ice cream cone over so it's touching and just slightly overlapping the other one. And then what I'm going to do is I need to weld these together. So I need to go back under the Basic tab, and I'm going to touch that. That's your weld, or that's your group. And I'm going to tap that ice cream cone, and I'm going to tap that ice cream cone, and now you see there's a box around both of them. And then I'm going to turn that one off, and that's how you group something together. That is the first step to welding something on the Gypsy. So now to finish it, I go to Advanced. These are some done. And then there's a star, circle, square, and I'm going to tap that. And that now has welded those 2 pieces. To make sure that they're together where they need to be, I'm going to turn on the eyeball. I'm going to go, and in between these little pieces you're going to see some gray right there, and that means that they are welded and that part won't cut. So when it cuts, it'll be one piece. They'll score that little notch in there, and that will be your folded card. So then what I did was over here, this little plus sign, I don't know if you can see it very well, is creates another layer. There you go. So it's sort of like a second page in a document. You can see these, but see, I can't do anything with those ice cream cones. They're on the screen underneath. So I can see them, but I can't do anything about them with them. So I'm going to go back to the cartridge. I need to go to layer 1, and over here where my ice cream cone was is the top of the ice cream cone. So I'm going to select that. And I need to make it the exact same size I made the ice cream cone. I'm trying to let my camera catch up with me there. Sorry. And then I'm actually going to put this right on top of the other ice cream cone. So I'm just trying to make sure they line up properly. And they do. And then I'll need to make a copy of that this one here. And then I'll need to flip it just like I did the base. Now I don't need to hook these together. I can just kind of put them near each other. You can group it by paper, so you could put a piece of, if you wanted pink ice cream, you could put, excuse me, a 6x12 piece of paper here, and then you could put something else over here. But that's essentially how I did the layers, and then I went to layer 2. I didn't use that one. These are the little cone, pieces of the cone. And then I put them down here, and then I would just put a piece of, in this case I did cream paper down here. And then when I ran it through the Cricut machine, it cut on the different pieces of paper. So I kind of saved myself paper. And then, oh yeah, the last thing I did, so if you go under the word here, there's some words that are going to show up, and I picked berry sweet. And then I put it on my mat. And I don't remember, I think I sized it probably about 2.5 inches. It was somewhere in there. 2 inches maybe. And then I also kind of put it up here. Oh no, that would have been too big. But maybe it was 1.5 inches. So I made sure that it would fit. And then I put another piece of paper. So I had like 4, I use it kind of like quadrants when I do stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of how I did my card. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, you can email me at iteachscrap, ITEACHSCRAP @cox.net. Thanks, and have a great evening.